Hi, hello everyone, this is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Elden Ring. This is episode number 21, being recorded on Tuesday, October the 4th, 2022. I hope you're all having a fantastic day whenever it is you find yourself watching this. Okay, I realized after we got the assassin gear in the previous episode that we did not actually go speak with the fingers. I don't know if the fingers will actually have any new dialogue until perhaps after we receive the next great rune, or we reunify the great rune, cleanse it, whatever the heck. What was the term? We restore its grace or something. Don't recall the exact term, but anyways, I figured we would go say hello and see if they have any requests for snack runs. Presumably they will.
I had my doubts, but look at you. Only once before have I seen two great runes together. Look there. The fingers shudder with exuberance. Fine work, brave Tarnished. The greater will is pleased. You have earned the right to become Elden Lord. Now, seek the Erdtree and an audience with Queen Marika to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. The fingers expect as much from you as they do young Gideon. Take this, a token of farewell.
Talisman pouch.
Now, go forth. Become Elden Lord.
Okay, did she just call Gideon young?
Gideon who talks like this, a man who has seen many things and lived many years. Oh, yes, I'm a young man.
Like, there's no way. Gideon has been, inhaling cigars for, 20 years with a voice like that, and she's calling him young. I guess relative to a rotting set of fingers and a hollow animated corpse. Maybe. But, yeah. And again, how do we know that the fingers are exuberant when they were sort of extending themselves? How do we know that the fingers weren't actually in pain? Yeah, who knows? Talisman pouch. I think I imagine anyway, the description will be the same as all the other ones. Yeah. As the voices of the two fingers, finger readers are said to live lives eternal, and one is even supposed to have served as a wet nurse to royalty. Bestowed upon the ruling lord or those attempting to become lord by the elderly finger reader. So this is the second one they've given us. So perhaps they give one to increases talisman. Ooh, so does that mean? Ooh, very nice. Okay, so originally we only had one slot. And then after we defeated Godric the Grafted, we got the second with that pouch, and now we have a third one. So, oh my gosh, okay, that makes sense now. So, the whole idea of talisman, gosh, what is it called? Oh yeah, on Netflix, at least in Canada, they have a show called Old Enough. And it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in that the whole idea behind the show, it's a Japanese show, and the whole idea is that there are kids who are 3 or 4 or 5 years old, and they are essentially sent off to run an errand. So the parents will say, oh yeah, go to the store and get me this, this, and this. And, the idea is I'm old enough, I can go do it by myself. And, of course they have a camera crew following them. And, they're not really in any danger at any point. But it's adorable just seeing them trying to navigate the world just going 1 or 2 blocks away from home, being confused and sad, and in some cases very determined. It's the most adorable thing that, I think I've ever seen. So something to check out potentially if it's on your Netflix. It's called Old Enough. I don't know if that's what it's actually called in Japan, but that's how it's marketed anyways on Netflix. And one of the things they do is they give the kids a little pouch, presumably not unlike the talisman pouch. And indeed, they put inside the pouch, they say it's a good luck charm, and it's going to keep you safe. Don't worry, you have this talisman. And it's actually, there's a microphone inside so that you can hear the kids sort of speaking to themselves and speaking to other people. But they tell the child, of course, that it's a talisman pouch. And I don't know if that's the exact term that's used. And it's possible that whatever term they did use was lost in translation. But in any case, I think that's more or less the idea behind these things. And in this instance, thankfully, it means that, we can have another item. So since we are going back to the debate parlor to try and see if we can get some additional items, we might want to use the long-tail cat talisman to decrease our fall damage. I think, generally speaking, we're probably going to want to have Arrow's Reach equipped. Because, I'm not really seeing any others here. So when we go to Caelid, obviously, we'll probably equip the Flame Drake talisman. But until such time, probably want to reduce fall damage as much as possible. So very nice. That's very helpful. See if she has any additional dialogue.
You have returned. What is it?
Receive equipment of champions. Oh, so that's boss armor, presumably? It is indeed. Queen's Crescent Crown, a tall crown depicting the moon, worn by Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, increases intelligence. When Renala, head of both the Academy of Raya Lucaria and the Carian royal family, lost her husband, Radagon, her heart went along with him. And then those at the Academy realized that Renala was no champion after all. Well, that's sad. So this is a robe indicating the highest order of sorcerer. And same with the bracelets and the leggings. I think this would look really, really it would look quite good on Regret, I think. However, it would have been good to get this. We could have had an even more efficient stat allocation if we had known about this before reallocating our stats, which kind of stinks, but I suppose we'll have to look for another one of those items. Because we could have worn this and then reallocated those levels, or however many levels it increases your intelligence by, into something else. But what can you do? Okay, and power from remembrance. So let's see. Carian Regal Scepter, magic scepter of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. The glintstone is known as a Carian blue, enhancing full moon sorceries. Only those of the highest intelligence may wield this, the finest of all glintstone staves. Channel magic into the glintstone to suspend the scepter in midair and cause it to spin violently. Those it touches will suffer successive magic attacks. So that's the unique skill, Spinning Weapon. To suspend the scepter in midair and cause it to spin violently. I wonder, is that what the marionettes are doing? Because they have this weird attack where they sort of, it looks like I was joking in the previous episode, it looks like they're breakdancing, but maybe it's a misinterpretation of whatever order this is supposed to be. Renala's Full Moon, sorcery symbolic of the Carian Queen, uses the caster as a vessel to incarnate a full moon, then sends it floating towards foes. The full moon dispels all sorcery that touches it, and temporarily reduces magic damage negation for those it strikes. Queen Renala encountered this enchanting moon when she was young, and later it would bewitch the Academy. Very interesting stuff. I wonder... Again, I'm wondering whether I made a mistake duplicating this remembrance and not waiting to see if there was another remembrance I might want to actually duplicate. Anyways.
Queen Marika is the vessel of the Elden Ring, carrier of its vision. A god in truth. But after the Elden Ring's shattering, she was imprisoned in the Erdtree, a grim punishment for shattering the Order, despite her godhood. The fingers speak. Marika's trespass demanded a heavy sentence. But even in shackles, she remains a god and the Vision's vessel. Confer great runes to become Elden Lord and join Queen Marika as her consort. The fingers have willed it so. Now you may go.
Now you may go and retrieve me some custard tarts. Okay, it's not getting any funnier, but by virtue of that, I somehow find it funny. Okay, stop nuzzling your greatsword, regret. Interesting. So, Queen Marika was imprisoned in the Erdtree. Very interesting. And interesting also, they're not making any mention of Radahn, who's supposed to be her king consort. But now they're saying you go be the consort. So, yeah. Not sure I fully understand that, but anyways. Okay, thank you.
Now go forth. Let the words of the fingers guide you.
So you only need 2 great runes in order to proceed to the next part of the game, seemingly. Although, of course, we're going to get all the great runes. I wonder what the consequences are of just proceeding, other than you'll probably be underleveled, get obliterated, and then have to go get the rest of the great runes anyway. Unless you've, done several playthroughs of the game. Again, one of these things that I've wondered about and that I'm curious for subsequent playthroughs of this game is, all the different combinations of things you can do and when to do them. There's a lot of potential for sequence breaking and just making every playthrough completely different. And so, I really appreciate that aspect of the game thus far, even though obviously I'm not going to be able to take advantage of that until subsequent playthroughs. Okay, I will go see if they have any Portuguese bakeries. They do make the best custard tarts, so at least, in the Portuguese bakeries I've been to, or the bakeries I've been to, I should say, the Portuguese custard tarts are definitely the best, so I'll make sure that the fingers only have the best. This friend said he was leaving. He's still here, which is good because, although I assume that means at a certain point, it's going to trigger something and then he's going to be gone. But yeah. Is there anything else I want to purchase? I feel like there is. Or is there anything I want to upgrade? I have 4 smithing stone level 3.
Well, where have you been hiding? I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms, then.
Yes, so I can upgrade our finger seal. But then we're going to need 6 level 3 smithing stones to upgrade it further, unfortunately. Even though we have a huge number of level 4 smithing stones. So, yeah. Okay, let's head back to the debate parlor. I have no idea where we go from here. There's that one roof that very clearly has an item on it that we've not yet grabbed. But yeah, I'm not fully clear on where we need to go in order to actually grab it. So I guess, yeah, we're just going to start the episode by running around a little bit. I might edit around this part of the episode. Just so, yeah, I'm not running around and just going, I'm so lost, I don't know where I am, and making it a very boring episode as a result of that. But yeah, I guess I could mention in the meantime that I had my interview yesterday, the interview I mentioned in an earlier episode, a more recent episode, I should say. And yeah, I thought it went quite well. I have no idea if I passed the interview, but certainly my goal in approaching these interviews has been just don't make the same mistakes you did in previous interviews. And I think I accomplished that. So, you know, I'm happy in the sense that, you know, obviously I want to convert a interview into an offer. That's obviously the ultimate goal. But, and, you know, I've unfortunately not achieved that yet, but I do believe I'm getting closer. So that is, I think, good news, but we'll see. So the next part of that interview, and I guess it's kind of frustrating because it's definitely an employer's or it's not a job seeker's market. And that was very much apparent over the course of this interview, during which the interviewers, you know, I don't think they intended for it to come across this way, but it very much came across as like, oh, you know, we have so many people to choose from. You're just one of so many people. And, you know, yeah, this interview, you know, we're glad to meet with you, but we also have so many other people we're interviewing. And, you know, I'm obviously exaggerating a little bit. Didn't sound exactly that way, but yeah, it was a little bit off-putting. I will admit that for sure. You know, again, I don't think that's how they meant to come across, but I think that's just the market right now. For one reason or another, there are just a ton of people interviewing for very few positions. And it's somewhat ironic because I think part of it has to do with the now hybrid or largely remote nature of work post-COVID. Because there are so many, you know, in theory, it oh gosh, regret, that's, you got an arrow. I used to be an adventurer, and then I took an arrow through the elbow. Skyrim reference for those of you not aware. Yeah, the hybrid nature of work, in theory, should make it easier to get jobs. But I think in some instances, it's making it more difficult because, in theory, it makes it easier for you to apply for a job that's anywhere. However, by the same token, it means that, you know, your competition for jobs will be more intense. That there's only so many, that there are many more people who are qualified for a certain position if you eliminate the, you know, disqualifying someone on the basis of their geographic position, where they are geographically. That if you eliminate that consideration, then yeah, it really changes things, or at least in the context of my particular area, people with my sort of expertise, because it kind of creates a situation in which, yeah, people who have received their PhD in a similar area in many different places, it's not really a problem for them. if they live somewhere else. One of the benefits of living in an urban center where it's more expensive to live is, in theory, that jobs are there. There are more jobs, and so you're better able to contend with the higher cost of living. But if everyone is just able to work wherever, that kind of runs counter to that. So why is it always danger? So yeah, anyways, that's those are the challenges I've been dealing with, and it's rough, but I know I'm certainly not alone. I know there are many people dealing with the same challenges. So one thing that I'm looking for here in these areas is a belfry. That we've seen in item descriptions that there are belfries that we should be able to access. Gosh, I really don't even remember what the item descriptions were which mentioned the belfry, but I'm gonna throw a prism stone here, but I don't even trust these anymore. Yeah, that's way too high. But by the same token, how the heck are we supposed to access this? Is there an elevator? Because that's definitely the belfry. Oh, that's what it was. It was this key. Went the wrong way. Stone key shaped like a sword, a special item imbued with rich blue magic, breaks the seal on the imp statues guarding the sending gates enshrined in each belfry, but remains embedded in the statue after use, meaning it can only be used once as an item. Think well before using one. But, is it just me, or is there no way whatsoever to get up there? I'm really not getting it. Because from here, the only way is down. I think, anyway. There has to be something we're missing. Jumping required ahead. So that right there looks like another belfry. Oh no! Gosh darn it. I'm wondering... And there's another massive belfry up there. That could be the one that we accessed via the cave. Oh gosh. I'm wondering if we might benefit by reducing our equip load. That if we were fast rolling, maybe it would make it more likely that maybe we can jump a greater distance. I don't know if that's actually a thing. Okay, that's right before the Red Wolf of Radagon. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The Red Wolf of Radagon. The idea being that the Red Wolf of Radagon, as I mentioned previously, is seemingly an example of a telepathic connection between a person and their wolf. In A Song of Ice and Fire, it's the dire wolves. I don't know if I think the large wolves in this are just referred to as wolves. They don't actually have the dire wolf designation. Hence Red Wolf of Radagon and not Red Dire Wolf of Radagon. But I think the idea is the same. But in addition to, it's not just that they're telepathically connected. In A Song of Ice and Fire, one thing I did not mention is that chill out. One thing I did not mention is that some people have... Oh, you know what I'm realizing now? There were a few crabs in that first area that we did not kill, and they might have mass like that other crab did. Whoops. Okay, well, maybe we should do that before we finish up. But to finish my thought, there is this thing called warging, W-A-R-G-I-N-G, warging, or... it's also used as a noun, so yeah, it's a verb and a noun. So to warg is to... I don't think it's not like taking control of another animal, but it's you're sort of melding your consciousness with them in a way, and so you are sort of controlling them, but like it's not a full sort of incursion, I don't think. My memory on this is a bit fuzzy, but I'm gonna climb this vine. No, of course not. My memory on this is a little bit fuzzy, but yeah, the idea is essentially that the idea that I'm getting after, I should say, is essentially that perhaps Radagon was controlling the wolf from a distance. That Red Wolf of Radagon, it's not so much, again, as I mentioned in the previous episode, I don't think it's so much a matter of ownership as it is maybe we were fighting Radagon through the wolf, insofar as there's a consistent idea of warging, or there's an idea of warging in this game that's consistent with how it is in A Song of Ice and Fire. Okay, running and then try jumping, indeed. But yeah, you have to get really close to the edge here. Ooh, just barely, wow. Whoop. Sorry, friend. Oh, that was good. I guess sorry, not sorry. Oh, yeah, that's a belfry we've not been able to access yet. There's a little hole where, on top of where the bell should be. But we should, oh, I guess, oh, nice little jump there, friend. I don't think we can go down there without... I think if we go... I didn't expect victory, indeed. I think we'll have to check that out next. First, we have to go in this direction, because I don't think we'll be able to jump back up. Oh, thank you. Again, I don't know how... or whether I'd be able to get through this game without messages. Whoop, whoop. Oh, friend. That was, yeah. It was an elegant looking swoop, but you swooped right into a hole. Not your brightest moment, I don't think. Okay, so there's that cathedral. Still at a loss for how the heck we're going to get that one item, but suppose we'll figure it out. You can hear the pitter-patter of feet. I'm scared. Oh! I'm sorry, crystal friend. You know, I don't think the crystal crabs in the courtyard area are quite as crystally looking as this friend was. So, Lazuli Glintstone Crown. So also I'm wondering whether these people have transformed themselves into crabs by accident or on purpose, which would be quite the fate. One of the Glintstone Crowns bestowed upon Raya Lucaria scholars whose pursuits were deemed worthy increases intelligence and dexterity to the detriment of HP. Scholars of the Lazuli Conspectus study Carian sorceries, a heterodox pursuit that views the moon as equal to the stars. Heterodox. I should know what that means. It's a different pursuit, a pursuit that does not conform to the orthodoxy. I believe it's the antonym of orthodoxy, but let me double check. Yeah, heterodox as an adjective means not conforming with accepted or orthodox standards or beliefs. So the heterodox pursuit that views the moon as equal to the stars. So yeah, like astronomically speaking, as far as our world is concerned, that makes no sense because, yeah, the moon is not a sun. The moon is it's a satellite of a planet. A moon is a satellite of a planet. The moon is a single satellite that orbits Earth. Again, I guess you're not supposed to think too much about what planet we're on. I don't know that in any other planetary situation, the people on a planet would necessarily refer to their moon as moon. It's an English thing. Yeah, anyways, that's I'm thinking too much about it, I think. Let's fire up our lamp here. Because who needs frame rate? You can still hear things shuffling around. Yeah, it's these friends down here, I think. Sorry. Wait a second. Oh, okay. So we've been in here to loot this corpse. But yeah, so I guess the only thing we were missing from there was the crab friend. So now we're going to have to go back and do that again. And I'm not at all confident in my ability. Or can we just climb all the way back up? I am not even remotely confident in my ability to make that jump a second time. Yeah, I think we should warp back. Let's try this again. Here we go. Oh, wow, that is really borderline. Okay, last time we went that way. So this time we need to go this way. Wow, I almost walked off the edge there. Ooh, that hurts, friend. They have like 4 different composite bows. Well, 2, anyway. What you looking at there, friend? Not much of anything, I don't think. Rip. Oh! Oh my gosh. I really should have jumped there. Where is there a friend? Do they mean up? Whoa! It said be wary. Oh, I guess left and right. That was quite the ambush. So we're seeing that friend in that painting a whole lot. I'm wondering if that's supposed to be Radagon. Radigan. Suppose it would be gone if it were spelled G-O-N-E, but it's spelled G-O-N, so Radigan. I really don't like this. This music is so reminiscent of Tower of Latria, and when I say I don't like, I mean it scares me. Close quarters battle. Snake. Whatever do you mean? Obviously there's a chest there. Full moon crossbow. One of a kind enchanted crossbow of exquisitely detailed craftsmanship, made to celebrate the matrimonial union and reconciliation between the houses of the Erdtree and the full moon, Lionel and Raya Lucaria. The two rings dance when reloading the weapon, reveals true worth when used with wholly infused bolts. Very, very interesting. Matrimonial union and reconciliation between the houses of the Erdtree and the full moon, Lionel and Raya Lucaria. So, again, I mentioned, I think in the previous episode, the idea of marriage as being a political tool, a tool of, I guess, yeah, reconciliation. That, you know, to end wars, to create alliances, that, you know, that's a huge theme and a recurring theme in George R.R. Martin's works, or at least in A Song of Ice and Fire, the idea of marriage as being this means of repairing problematic relationships between families. But now, ooh, okay, so this is... Oh no, oh gosh. I still don't feel fully in control when jumping. I thought we were going to miss that. So, you know, I think we've probably missed a lot more. I don't doubt that we've missed a lot more, but the main thing for me was finding this, you know, figuring out how to get to this item, because it was apparent that we were missing other things in addition to this. So I'm very happy that we actually figured it out. Oh my, okay, for most people I think that would be great. But we have, before we picked that one up, we had 57 level 4 smithing stones. Yeah. Our upstairs neighbors have a dog, adorable dog, big poodle type dog, or labradoodle. I'm not really sure what exactly the breed is. My apologies. It's sometimes loud. The dog is very heavy on their feet. So I don't know if you can actually hear any of that in the recording, but yeah, I just thought I would mention it because it's been going on for a while now. But yeah, again, I'm reasonably certain that we've much more to do here. However, I think that's going to do it for now. Just because, yeah, I don't really have the time to just wander around and look for additional things. And so it's doubtless that I'm missing things, but I'm satisfied for now. So let's head to our next area, which was it the lake facing cliffs? I wasn't sure where to go from here. I know I said we would go to Liurnia Highway north so that we could get reunify the rune or whatever. However, there were a couple of loose ends I wanted to do to take care of before then. The first was to go talk to Sorcerer Thops again. I don't know if this will make any difference, but maybe letting him know that the leadership of Raya Lucaria has changed will convince him to try and get in. I don't know. Let's go have a chat with him, though. Again, I still feel really bad that we didn't come and speak to him as soon as we got our hands on the key. Like, it's doubtless we would have found some other way in. I guess to be fair, I don't really know what that would have looked like, but all the same. Hi, Thops, friend.
Back to learn another? Why, of course. Head to the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Carry on with your journey. Press forward with your fight. Don't bother holding yourself up for my sake.
Oh. Makes me feel even worse. He's so understanding. Okay. I was dreading this. But let's purchase everything he has, see what happens.
Thank you, kind soul, for learning my paltry sorceries. I never imagined that a bluntstone like myself would have the chance to play teacher.
Oh, friend, that's how I felt first time I was a TA. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Ta-ta. Take care. Please be safe. Oh, he immediately hangs his head. Oh, okay. We should maybe try save quit, see if he's still here. Okay, he is. For a second, he wasn't, and then he loaded in. So I was scared.
Back to learn another? Why, of course. Head to the Academy and carry on with your... Don't bother holding...
Okay, maybe we need to rezone completely. Let's see.
Back to learn another? Why, of course.
Okay, that suggests to me that there might still be a way to get him into the academy. So, and I'm thinking it might have something to do with the Raya Lucaria crystal tunnel. Or, you know, some of the other things that we've still not explored here. So, that gives me hope. Because he didn't disappear after we purchased all of his sorceries. He just, gave us that very kind speech about, being nice for purchasing his sorceries. But, okay, the next thing we were going to do was going to go deal with these crystal friends, but I think we can do that later. Let's head to Liurnia Highway North. Gosh, this game is... I quite enjoy this game. It's tremendous. I remember what this friend had to say. Ooh, the puppets! The puppets besiege us! I feel like maybe we missed that last time. I don't remember that dialogue at all. Oh, okay. Before we even head in that direction, last time we were here, I went over to this thing and questioned it. I was like, what the heck was this thing for again? And then, in looking back at old footage, I remembered it pointed to a cave or something. Guide and gatekeeper for those... What? I swear that did not work last time. I feel like last time we tried to examine it, okay. Is that suggesting we need to keep following? In that direction? Oh, gosh darn it. I can never resist. And now I've lost the trajectory. Okay. Weird. Did that other one actually create a map marker? I don't think it did. It was somewhere around here. It did not create a map marker unless the map marker gets created and then it disappears after you've found the location it's pointing to. Oh, okay, yeah, we totally missed this last time. Oh, that is a tremendous... I wish I could rate that twice. What are those, though? Birds or wolves or something? Oh, these friends. Gosh darn it. Tiny bloodborne friends. Oh. They are definitely formidable. Despite their small stature. I'm still curious, though, about their significance in terms of, or sorry, not their significance. Well, yeah, I'm curious about that also, but about that, like, smoke they use. Is it just meant to obscure your vision, or is it actually, like, something that puts you to sleep? They've got me shook, these friends. Thank goodness we upgraded our bow. Ooh, Vulgar Militia. Okay, so they have a name now. The Vulgar Militia. Okay, so that was the last of them. Armor worn by lean, mean, and filthy militiamen. Freshly singed battlegrounds, effusing with the stench of the dead. Forbidden lands that will be excised from the memory of history. This is where the vulgar militia serve as untiring, unsung watchkeepers. Wow, there is a lot to unpack there. So they serve in freshly singed battlegrounds where it smells like people are dead. Forbidden lands that will be excised from the memory of history. So, like, yeah, they loot corpses. Very strange. Oh. A little bit of a shortcut. Thank you. Let's get the Site of Grace first and have... Oh, do we want to rest? Doorhead. Thank you. Actually, yeah. Let's just do the full thing. Because I don't want to respawn all those friends. But I know as soon as I see a Site of Grace, I'm going to want to rest. Wow. Again, just breathtaking sometimes, this game. I love it. Absolutely wonderful. They took so many things that I loved about the past Souls games and just made them better and more. There's more of it. Granted, they also took some things I didn't like about the Souls games and did the same thing, but, you know, you take what you can get. And, you know, you recognize, of course, that your experience is not a universal experience and that some people will enjoy some things, others will enjoy other things, and, you know, you can just all you can do is try to enjoy the things that you enjoy and to not be too upset when, you know, others enjoy different things, I guess. Because, you know, I've talked about this in past episodes. The whole idea that, you know, we don't often take responsibility for our own experiences and for our own preferences. And we think that everything should be the way we want it to be. But, you know, obviously we're not the only people who matter. And I say that as though I'm capable of speaking for other people, but of course I'm not. But yeah, anyways, running in circles now. Somber Smithing Stone level 2. Indeed. Okie dokie, I think that should be it, unless there's any more Bloodborne friends, hunter friends, or vulgar militiamen, as they're actually called. So in our world, when we refer to someone as being vulgar, typically I think we mean they use foul language. They use language that is frowned upon. But yeah, I don't know necessarily what that means in an archaic context. Other than, yeah, I guess they... Whoa! This is a different looking tomb. Cliff Bottom Catacombs, okay. Okay, I think we're going to leave that for now. We will come back here, but for now, let's return. Oh, crud, of course. Let's return to the highway north site of Grace. Okay, so I'm glad that we made use of that thing. And indeed, once you've found the place that it's pointing to, it does disappear from the map. So had I looked at the map when we interacted with that other one, it also would have disappeared. Get him, Lieutenant. Or not. You can just watch like me. That's fine. So I do find it interesting that they have all of these marionette... I assume these were meant to be larger marionettes that just didn't work out. Because they're definitely significantly larger than the ones that we actually see that are animated. But as we noted last time, these are the tanks, or what were they called previously? The flame chariot or something? Oh, Lieutenant's only supposed to be shooting at you from a distance, friend. You're not supposed to be right up in her grill like that. It's not fair. It's only fair that she has an unfair advantage. You know, I don't think we went up to that base last time. So perhaps we should do that before we proceed? Or do we want to just head straight to the Divine Tower? I do enjoy watching these battles, though. Even though the amount you earn in runes is not nearly what you earn by, you know, starting stuff in Caelid and then just watching the doggos rip everyone apart. I've been doing that at the North Fort Gale site of Grace or something like that. As I would have mentioned in the previous episode. You may have just heard my stomach growling. I am going to need to pause this recording soon to go eat lunch. So that's what that is, in case you were wondering. Okay, so now where is the giant friend? Does the giant friend only spawn? Yeah, I don't know. Last time the giant friend spawned... Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, this guy's dead. He's looking at me. Friend, turn around! Turn around! Oh. Oh. The giants are definitely... Oh. Okay, friend, focus. Focus. keeps looking at me. Ouch. Okay, he's not doing too bad. Didn't expect him to last this long. Lieutenant is also just watching. Although, he's not doing bad in the sense that he's not dead yet, but he has taken virtually no damage off of this, or inflicted no damage on him whatsoever. Okay, I think he needs help. Ouch. Oh! Panic roll saved me there. Lieutenant, just one shot left. That's it. That's all he needs. Wow, she's doing no damage to him, basically. Jeez. I guess she is quite far away, but still, I expected more from her. Rightly or wrongly, but... Oh. Oh, I thought there was someone left there. There was not. Okay, so we should perhaps just go check out this tower first, see if there's anything there. And then we will proceed on the highway. Liurnia Highway. Are these... Okay, these friends are fixed. They're fixed models. They're not rag... Oh, okay, that one's ragdolling. Okay. I assume the idea here is that these friends are supposed to be... They're supposed to have killed all of these soldiers here. Oh, ouch. That was a good one. Where the heck even from? All the way up in the tower? Oh yeah, very nice. Okay, that's not even a ghost though. It's just one of the Raya Lucaria friends. Okay, let's head up there because Highway Lookout Tower. This friend is going to be very upset. There's a chest halfway. I have to remember that. They're going to be very upset when they realize they can't just snipe at me. Hello? Rip. Carian Glintblade Staff. I'm sorry, jellyfish friend. Oh, okay, good. She warped up here. Staff embedded with a blue glintstone, one of two types of Carian staff. Gifted to enchanted knights, it enhances glintblade sorceries. Okie dokie. Chest is, I think, on the next level. What the? Why did my camera just... That was very strange. Glintstone Craftsman's Cookbook Level 3. So this creates Albinaric Pot. Craftable item prepared using a ritual pot, enchanted by sorceries of the Cuckoos. Consumes FP. Throw at enemies to impede recovery actions using a flask of tears for a certain duration. The Knights of the Cuckoo do declare, "Behold, thy defiled blood," unlike any humor that flows in our grand realm. Okay, a few things here. The first is that obviously this is an item to impede healing. So, in other words, it is the Lloyd's Talisman from Dark Souls 1. I can't off the top of my head think of what the items were in other games, but yeah, it has that same effect. The Knights of the Cuckoos do declare, "Behold thy defiled blood." So they're declaring that about the Albinarics, presumably, that the Albinarics have defiled blood. It's unlike any humor, so the whole idea in early medicine, I guess Victorian era medicine, I want to say, it was thought that there were 4 humors. So I don't remember what they were. Bile, there were 2 types of bile. Yeah, it's been a while since I was steeped in that historical period, but yeah, there were 4 humors, and so it's essentially saying your blood is unlike any that we know of. It's defiled, it's impure. So yeah, more or less in line with what we've seen up to this point. So I do like how these friends just completely forgot about I was going to call her Latenna. About Aurelia and I. Or me and Aurelia. That's something that catches me out every now and then as well. No items here, I don't think. Okie dokie. Let's proceed on the highway. So last time we were here, there was a friend on horseback just up ahead. Again, the dog is like doing laps upstairs. I don't know what is going on. I can hear a scarab somewhere. Oh, there's the horseback friend right there. Yeah, we're not exactly doing a great job with stealth here. Whoa! Yeah, Knights Cavalry again. Cavalry, I should say. Gosh darn it. Oh no, that's bad. I got overconfident there. And again. The horse was slowing down and now it's not. Gosh darn it. come on. You know, that started really well. Ended quite poorly. Ash of War Ice Spear. This Ash of War grants an armament to the Cold affinity and the following skill. Ice Spear. Skill of the warriors who serve the Lunar Princess Rani. Spin armament to release cold magic, then channel it into a piercing spear of ice. Lunar Princess Rani. So is that supposed to be Queen Renala's daughter? I'm sorry. I know it's probably super obvious to many of you, but to me, I'm still confused as to what the heck was happening during that boss fight. Because it looked like the exact same person to me, and I know children... Whoa! Okay, was not expecting that. That's a new one. Children often look like their parents, but yeah, it looked like the exact same person. Okay, I can see one of those jet stream things there. So we can jump up. Here's another ghost friend. Hi, friend. Oh, Raya Lucaria, hallowed hold dedicated to the study of magic. Why shut you doors to me? Am I barred from donning the crown of stone? It's a good thing we don't have those in every episode, because I think my voice would be absolutely obliterated if that were the case. Okay, so what is that? Oh, it's a bear. Oh, gosh darn it. I don't want to fight a bear. Okay, so that... Oh, okay, there's a site of grace right there. And then we'll try the jet stream after that. So this... Yeah, that's the academy right in front of us. Again, absolutely beautiful, this game. Okay, right. Actually, it looks like that could go on for a long... That could go a long way, that pass. So let us try this before anything else. I don't want to get too distracted. I'm obviously going to get a little bit distracted. Whoops. That is really cool. I really enjoy that. Oh, is this where the medallion is? Nope. Starlight shards. Think that's what we got at the other sort of half Lord Vessel type thing. An ephemeral silver that gives off a pale blue glow, what remains of a passing flash of starlight. A prized item that was once used in the Eternal City as an ingredient in intoxicating drafts. Again, another of those words that I just can't pronounce properly. Oh, there's another ghost friend. Gosh, no idea what they're doing upstairs. It's like they're moving furniture around or something. Maybe it's not even the dog. Very nice neighbor, and they've asked on multiple occasions, like, "Oh, we're not too loud for you, are we?" think next time I'll say yes. Up to this point, I've been like, no, you're fine. You're fine. But, yeah, that's just what you have to deal with, I guess. In this new place we're in, one of the major goals was, especially, you know, post-COVID, and, you know, people have stopped wearing masks and things like that. And we just wanted a place where we could enter into our own front door. We didn't need to sort of go through hallways or elevators or anything like that with strangers who, you know, in most cases are not wearing masks anymore. And so, you know, we have that, and so, you know, I think we're both grateful for that. But yeah, there are still annoyances that come along with not having a semi-detached home, which, you know, not a huge deal because very few people do actually have semi-detached homes, but just things that you have to deal with sometimes, I guess. Tibia Mariner, that's it. That's what it was. Need your jellyfish friend. Ooh, smithing stone level 3. Very nice. So I think this would have been the first Tibia Mariner we had... Oh, get out of the way, get out of the way, Aegon. This would have been the first one we would have fought. Because, of course, Caelid is, I think, the next area after this one. Although it seems like this one has more HP, so what the heck do I know? Clearly nothing. Oh. Jellyfish friend, I don't know what I'd do without you. Friend, it looks like you're beached up there. How are you paddling there? I don't get it. Get him, jellyfish friend! Shoot him! Oh, crud. Okay, Deathroot and Skeletal Bandit Ashes. I was saying crud because I did not see what we got initially, but that makes sense. So, yeah, we can go feed Beast Friend at some point. I guess maybe when we return to Caelid we'll do that, but... Skeletal Bandit Ashes. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirit of a skeletal bandit. This is the spirit of a bandit who lives in death and will continue to rise again until properly finished off. After the night of the plot, Deathroot appeared in the lands between, and those who live in death soon followed. So that is the night of the Long Knives, I believe, when Godwyn was murdered. Those who live in death soon followed, so that's very interesting. This place looks quite pleasant. By that I mean unpleasant, of course. Trina's Lily. Seems familiar indeed. Oh, darn it. I'll never learn. I really hope at a certain point in the game they're actually just level 2 runes, so that I'm not just doing this for 200 runes every single time, falling for an alluring skull. Some more rune fragments over there. Oh, and some wolves. Huh. Cute. Just playing around. I like that quite a bit. Didn't expect wolf friendship, indeed. Okie dokie. I don't think we're missing anything here, are we? I do hear a scarab. Yeah. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, now how do we get to the Divine Tower from here? Ooh, Site of Grace down there. I guess it's not far from that Site of Grace, so going down won't really compromise us. Oh my gosh. I really need to start just jumping and not assuming that my roll will be sufficient. Like it was that time, but it was close. Oh my gosh, on the bloodstains. Are these people trying to jump? Yeah, whoops. Okay, I'm just going to jump down to this one, I think. That was close. Closer than it reasonably ought to have been. Jarburg. Oh, no. Oh my goodness. Wow, this game just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Every time I think, oh yeah, it's just a Site of Grace, there's nothing like significant there. And then Jarburg, like the town of jars. Where it looks like they're all in dreadful shape. Oh man, jar friends, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Could this be a friend? I really hope so. I really hope so. Okay, we keep getting distracted en route to the Divine Tower. That looks like a set of graves over there from which you can loot things. That is Stormville Castle. This is where we need to go. But do we enter from down here? That actually might be the case. But maybe we should exhaust our options up here before we explore Jarburg. So, remember earlier when I mentioned, yeah, you know, guys, I don't know what I'd do without the internet. If there weren't messages on the ground and people to guide me, I don't know if I could beat this game. Well, it's after lunch now, and my internet's down. So, yeah, you get what you... I guess I didn't really wish for it, but all the same. Yeah, it's an issue. So, we have to just try to press on without it and see what happens. I was going to spend the rest of the afternoon actually working, but yeah, not so easy to do that when you don't have internet. So what can you do? These are all the friends. They really are so cute. Did they honestly, seriously not attack us? See, there's some sort of shack in the distance. Okay, yeah, I'm always up to be friends with wolves. Particularly those who are not wearing sheep's clothing. This is the best kind. Because they're upfront with who they are, and these ones are just so cute. Okay. So it does look like we may have made the right decision coming back up here to enter the Divine Tower. What a fancy... It's kind of a fancy looking friend, isn't it? Not just a regular hollow. But he's running over in that direction. And the Divine Tower is right here, so maybe we'll go say hello to them afterwards. Okay, we have a graveyard here, of course. No, I guess he's kind of coming back in this direction. Okay, we might as well go say hello. Hi, friend. Got a fancy little shield there. Whoa, and a nice lunging attack, too. Gonna need to heal. Whoa, that's not what I was expecting. It buffed his weapon too. Ooh, nice job dodging that, friend. I underestimated you and almost paid for it. Almost, not quite. I love your armor though. Looking good. Dragon Cult Prayer Book. So this is a Dragon Cult friend. Knight's Greatsword. Prayer Book of the Capital's Ancient Dragon Cult. A text of the Knight's faith that arose after the War of the Ancient Dragons. Can be given to a learned cleric to gain access to the following incantations. Lightning Spear, Honed Bolt, Electrify, Armament. Okay, so I know I've joked at several different points in this playthrough about the recurring themes, but the fact that Lightning Spear is the first item associated with a text of the Knight's faith that arose after the War of the Ancient Dragons is, yeah, very interesting. So, yeah, we'll have to give that to... Do we know a learned cleric? I assume that's the friend whose name I can never remember, who sits right by the Roundtable Hold. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And Knight's Greatsword. Greatsword bestowed upon skilled swordsmen in the demigod's service, and yet had no rank or title. Featuring a long grip enabling dual-handed use, this weapon was designed to dispatch larger foes. Being charged with such a duty was undoubtedly a great honor. So that friend was not... They were... That magic attack they did, where they buffed their weapon, that had nothing to do with the sword. That was something else. They were using some other item, or they were using a, whatever it's called, the talisman or something. What is it called in this? We're using a seal. Or is that for incantations? I'm not sure. Maybe we haven't actually met anyone who does proper cleric stuff yet. Who knows? I don't know if they're actually called miracles in this, but okay, interesting. I'm waiting for friends to pop out of the ground here. There they are. Hello. You all don't disappoint. Rip, friends. Great dragonfly head, okay. So nothing tremendously useful. Yeah, I really do like the... Because I believe in Dark Souls 3, when you killed an enemy, there was a random chance. Pretty sure Illusory Wall did a video about this some time ago. Where there was a random chance... Oh, so maybe we have to enter from down here. that would make sense. So we might be able to jump down on that rock there and then go from there. But there is a path that leads around. So let's just see if it is possible to enter from this particular side of the building. Yeah, in Dark Souls 3, there was a random chance that when you killed an enemy, it would refill or give you a flask, a charge for your flask. And in this game, yeah, I do appreciate that there's a bit more, it's a bit more predictable, it's a bit more systematic. Notwithstanding the fact that, as I've complained about on numerous occasions at this point, when you're in one of the areas proper, it does not seem to work. Which is to say, it's only in the open world parts of the game that you can actually predictably determine, you know, when you're going to get your next charge for your flask. So that is Jarburg, okay. But yeah, we need to be on this side, so we are going to have to return to Jarburg, because the plan for this episode was indeed not to go to Jarburg, because obviously I didn't know Jarburg existed, but so that we would go to the Divine Tower to complete, quote-unquote, even though I know I'm probably missing things, the Academy of Raya Lucaria. I don't know how I feel about the Academy of Raya Lucaria being seemingly so short. I thought anyway, it was going to be a bit longer than it was. I suppose it's not all that much shorter than was. I was just wondering, how come I'm not seeing any messages here of people saying whether you can or cannot jump down here? And the answer, I believe, is that, or not that I believe, we're obviously offline, so that can't be a thing. We're probably better off just going around. No, I completely missed. Yeah, let's go around. I think that's a kill volume one way or the other, so might as well take the path there. But yeah, in this one, it's great how not only do you have, there's a site of grace, not only do you have a bit more of a predictable way of getting additional charges for your flask when you're in the open world area, but also it gives you a sense of which friends are grouped together. And then, you know, once you get a charge for a flask, okay, there's another painting in this one. Once you get a charge for your flask, you know, hey, that was the last friend of this particular group. It doesn't mean that there's not additional enemies around, but it does give you a sense of which enemies are grouped together, and that in and of itself can provide some very interesting information. Artist Shack. So this is once more, I don't think this is the first Artist Shack we've come across. The first one, gosh, where the heck even was it? It was in Limgrave, wasn't it? Or was it in Stormhill? Or maybe there wasn't actually a site of grace associated with it. I don't actually remember. It's the War Master Shack, Stormhill Shack. A lot of shacks in Limgrave. Which I suppose is fair enough, but yeah. Resurrection painting. Work of a wandering artist, reminiscence of a painting titled Resurrection. This painter is said to have captured the landscape seen during the last moments of those welcomed into death's embrace. The soul of the painter and vestiges of the dead's last moments can be discovered by visiting the location depicted even now. Okay, I want to say I know where this is. This looks a lot like the area right at the beginning of the area. The area right at the beginning of the area. It looks more specifically like this area here. Let's go check it out. Finally, this is, or is it? was going to say, finally, this is an area I actually recognize. But now I'm not even so sure that I do. Gosh darn it. Yeah, that's, there's a minor Erdtree to the right. So this is not the place. I want to say, so yeah, it really is a matter of perspective and figuring out all the different pieces from the particular place where you're standing, all the components of the painting. But like, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, isn't it? Given the massive size of the world and how certain pieces of the world are very different, or sorry, certain pieces of the world are sort of reused, like these minor Erdtrees, for instance. I don't know to what extent they're actually different from one another, but they're largely indistinguishable when you look at them from a distance. Yeah, this is not the right one. There's also these two towers in the foreground to the left of Raya Lucaria. So yeah, definitely not this location, but it was worth a look to see if that might have been it, but yeah. Starting to feel overwhelmed again. Let's see what looks like another divine tower, or is it up here? And again, these very strange looking banners that we noticed in the distance previously. Okay, here is Raya Lucaria. And in the painting, again, the minor Erdtree is to the right. So where the heck from? I'm trying to place the things that appear in the foreground as well. But yeah, I have no earthly idea. Although, judging by the location of that minor Erdtree, I'm going to assume, if we looked at it from, I don't know, here or something, then we might, no, I think it would need to be even further in the distance than that, yeah. Okay, well, note to self, keep your eyes peeled for graveyards and a spot where a minor Erdtree can be seen to the right of Raya Lucaria, because then we might, what was it said? It's such a vague thing. We might capture the soul of the painter and vestiges of the dead's last moments. But yeah, I don't know how likely that actually is, because I am clearly not adept at this kind of puzzle solving. At least not yet. Smithing stone level 4. Definitely did not need any more of those, but I appreciate it all the same. Okay, we need to follow the path. I got very turned around here. Oh. Okay, we have these like weird fire slug things here. More of the fire worshippers. I can't remember what they're called. And then up there, I think, yeah, that's where the Church of Vows is. So we might have to actually go back down there. Might not be able to access it from... Oh, torrent. See a site of grace there. I don't think we've... No, we've not sat at that one yet. Unless we can jump down. We might actually be able to jump down. Let's see. No, torrent, just relax. It's okay. Oh no, this is bad. It's bad. So it may be possible to do that, but perhaps for someone with greater skill than I, because yeah, I'm still finding the horse control to be a little bit twitchy, and that's not necessarily a criticism of the game, because of course you would expect it to be a bit twitchy. It's not you're not actually controlling the horse. So yeah, let's head to this site of grace here. Again, this is another one of those instances in which the lack of... I think I used the term topographical in a previous episode. I don't think that's a correct term to use in this context. The lack of verticality, I guess. If there's any geographers out there, they're probably screaming at their televisions or TVs right now. Or televisions or TVs. Televisions or computer monitors, or I suppose smartphones at this moment, because I want to say there's a specific term for this. It's just not coming to mind at the moment. Gosh, yeah, I can't think of it. But yeah, there's no sense of the verticality when you're looking at the map. So everything just appears flat. But obviously, that is not the case. And it can give you a false sense of closeness, or, you know, that thing is just right there. We can just go there and it'll take just a couple of minutes. We can fit that in this episode. But of course, if it's on a completely different level as far as your vertical positioning goes, then yeah, it makes it a bit more difficult. Eastern Liurnia Lakeshore. Probably should have expected that. It's funny, thinking back, Aegon Lake was pretty much a training grounds for this area. It's almost the same layout. Oh, hi, wolf friends. Are we friendly? Are we cool? Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you were friends. And that is to say friendly friends. Gosh, the frame rate is tanking. Okay, they're cool enough if you just sort of run by them. These friends may or may not be the same. Beautiful. I see there's a site of grace right inside this building as well. Whoa. Okay. Nice teleportation moves there, friend. Get wrecked, though. Once again, each area contains what appears to be more or less the same components, but they're remixed in subtle enough ways to make it a different and scary and sort of unfamiliar experience. So what I'm thinking of, in other words, is the positioning of the Divine Tower relative to the area where you get the Great Rune. So we were in Stormville Castle. The Divine Tower was basically right there. We just had to go, fight our way through some friends, and we were able to access the Divine Tower. It was obviously those giants that were there. So they didn't make it easy, but it was within a reasonable distance of the area in which you earned the Great Rune. Whereas here, and it's not necessarily an unreasonable distance, but it's in a completely different area. Or maybe completely different is an over-exaggeration, but Carian Study Hall. So this is obviously an offshoot of the Academy of Raya Lucaria, but it's just far away enough where it sort of has its own distinct geographic situatedness, I guess is the term I'm looking for. Hi, friend. Oh, celestial globe, transmit to posterity the wisdom of moon and stars, and obscure forever the transgressions of the princess. Okay, well, I guess we're standing for the princess. I'm not sure what the kids say these days. Study hall entrance, okay. So, in other words, we have to go through the study hall to get to the Divine Tower? That's what I'm gathering from that. Examine pedestal. Something fits on this. Oh, we have a Indiana Jones type situation here. Oh, I thought maybe maybe it could be me. I don't know which of the Indiana Jones movies. I was a child when I watched it and have not really seen it since, but there was that iconic image of Indiana Jones putting a bag of sand on a thing just like that so that they can remove the treasure. I hear water running. Ooh. Okay, that explains it. So up before down. Okay, this is the kind of scale I was expecting from the Academy of Raya Lucaria. I'm scared, friends. I wish you could summon Jellyfish Friend a little bit more often. Oh, hello. So is it the princess then who is controlling all of these summons? Because my suspicion was that we had the boss of the area, Queen Renala, and I was thinking maybe Queen Renala, after we defeated her, she would, we wouldn't run into those ghosts anymore on the highway. But of course, we still saw the ghost being summoned, so someone is still summoning those friends. I'm thinking before we proceed, we should try to enter this secret spot here. Are we... I don't imagine we can swim, can we? No. Oh. So this is why we can come here. Yeah, that's... Why? 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 Why do these things exist? These things should not exist. FromSoft, why? It's just to give us a preview of what's to come, I guess. Oh. Why? Oh. I'm not a fan. Yeah, there's literally a window there just so that you can look at the weird too many finger hand things. And that's it. Gosh, the frame rate, again, just utterly tanking. I always send elevators back down, as we've established already in this playthrough. Ooh, that is quite the spell. We've got a spell bow. Oh, big hat friend. Preceptor Miriam. She is quite adept with that bow, I gotta say. Hey, Miriam friend, no. Nice try. Oh no. Oh. Ooh. Okay, that's one way of getting around the banister. Thankfully, she doesn't seem exceptionally bright. So, despite her clearly high intelligence levels as far as stat allocation goes. Miriam, friend, I've already got the Great Rune. There's really no need to resist. Just let me go get the rest of the Great Rune. Is there anything else over here? 9. Yeah, that was quite the move. Oh, well played. She went further up, I think. Hopefully not a place where she has a sight line. Carian glintstone staff. Okay. Hopefully it's safe for a second here. Staff embedded with a blue glintstone. One of 2 types of Carian staff. Given to sorcerers that they might enact the role of knight. Enhances Carian sword sorceries. Or maybe it was the glint blade staff. This one is gifted to enchanted knights. Staff of the Academy of Raya Lucaria, embedded with a turquoise glintstone. Only a recognized sorcerer is permitted to wield this staff. Or maybe that was the one. Gosh, there's so many different glintstone staffs. Staves? Staves. Okie dokie. This area really is a test of my ability to figure things out on my own without having access to player messages. Hopefully I don't fail you all. Oh, come on. Oh no, no, oh! That was a close one. Friend, you can't shoot through banisters. I know, it annoys me too, but that's FromSoft. You have to understand. Wow. Okay, so you're not supposed to do this much damage to her, I suppose. Oh. Wow, she really is pulling Goku Cell Games moves. Charging the Kamehameha. And then using instant transmission to go to a new spot and take them off guard. Okay, enough of these Goku strats, friend. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Okay, perhaps we're supposed to just take out all of their summons first? No, that's a big chunk of my HP. I wonder. Why is she allowed to summon people here and I'm not? It hardly seems fair. Golden Rune level 4. Oh, come on. Well played, friend. Do I need to use my bow? This is the start of the area or no? No. Yes, it is. That's where we just were. So we've gone all the way around. Oh, are you joking? We had them. Okay, enough is enough. Should have done that a long time ago. Ah, annoying magic downpour. One of the sorceries of the Carian royal family summons a mass of magic that fires projectiles over a wide area. This sorcery can be cast while in motion. Charging extends duration, said to have been taught by the Crystallians to mark the swearing of the old Concord. Ah, I'm sorry, friends. I messed up. I made a mistake. So I was not recording while I went up this ladder. I had to stop the recording and step away, and this was after I tried to resume the recording. I was chatting away, dealing with all of these friends here, and trying to figure out where to go from here. And, you know, thankfully for the PS5 save film system, which, yeah, I guess they had this on the PS4 as well, but this one, it's nice how it lets you save only a certain amount of footage. So I spent about 15 minutes. I suppose nothing really happened because, yeah, I just spent 15 minutes killing rats, complaining about killing rats. I did pick up an item. What was it? The Cerulean Seed Talisman, which talked about how the idea of the Erdtree having seeds doesn't really make any sense because the Erdtree was once perfect and eternal, and thus it was believed that Erdtree seeds could not exist. Because, you know, if a tree is perfect and eternal, there's no need for reproduction. So the seeds are a completely unnecessary thing. And then after that, I walked around on the top some more. Got really confused because there didn't seem to be anywhere to go. And I went on and on and on, rambling about being lost and how playing without messages, because my internet is unfortunately still down, is kind of a condemnation of my ability as someone who plays Souls games, of my ability to solve puzzles. I was saying earlier how, in this particular episode, how FromSoft put a lot of things in this game that I like, and that I like a lot. By the same token, they put a lot of things in this game I'm not a huge fan of, including segments like this where you're walking on rafters, and which is, of course, reminiscent of the cathedral with the painting in it in Anor Londo in Dark Souls 1, as well as the spiral staircase above us here was reminiscent to me of some of the staircases in the Duke's archives, as well as the research hall in Bloodborne. So yeah, I eventually figured out, okay, you can jump on these things, but where do you go? And then just sort of stood around confused for a bit until I decided ultimately to warp back to the site of grace, where I realized, oh my goodness, okay. I first decided that I would try to use prism stones to try and trigger this mechanism here. But then it occurred to me, okay, we definitely need another item that we don't have, which would either drain the facility of all of the water, or it would allow us to lower the chandeliers and or the spiral staircase at the top of the facility. So I also question the fact that a study hall is seemingly, it has all of these things that you would expect of a hydroelectric facility or something to that effect, of a dam, in other words. And what kind of, I don't know of any study halls that double as a dam, but apparently this one does. So yeah, and then I warped here and turned to my right to look and see to make sure that we weren't dropping any frames, and realized I've not been recording for about 15 minutes. Which, that's the first time that's happened in this playthrough, so I guess I can take that as a win. Because, that's something that's very easy to do. You can just be sitting there yakking away, talking, and, I got some really great commentary in this episode. And then realize that, you don't, because you have not been recording. So, rather than going back and trying to recapture what happened and, sort of pretend that it was happening in the moment, which is obviously not something I do, not in a blind playthrough. I decided I would just, run you through as I just did. Imperfect a method though it may be, that is what happened. So here we are. We are back in Jarville, aka Jarburg. And my hope is that one message from earlier, from before the internet crapped out, indicates that, and is correct, and yes, this is a friend. Hello there.
Hello, cuz. What are you doing here? I don't think anyone knew about this place. Except us Jars. Ah. Are you going to be the new potentate?
A potentate. Okay, so someone perhaps who is very potent at something, or a potential something. A potentate. So, is it an ingredient that goes in a jar? Sure, I'll be your potentate, no problem.
Gosh, truly. That's wonderful news. It's not easy being potentate, though. I know. Show me your hands. It's just a little test, cuz. To see if you've got the right stuff. Your skin isn't so smooth, is it? You need slick, slidey hands to be potentate, I'm sorry, cuz. But I don't think you've got what it takes. What a shame.
Okay, friend, do you want to accompany me to the study hall? Because I know of a bunch of slimy hands. They're just hanging from the walls in that particular building. So, yeah, let's head over there.
Don't look so glum, cuz. We can still chat. Potentate or not, come back and visit me. When you can.
Oh my goodness.
Don't look so... We can still come back and visit.
Okay, okay. So, not all jars are aggressive. Which, is this supposed to be a poinsettia or something? Arteria leaf. I was going to say, it's a good thing there's no cats around here. Poinsettias being, of course, poisonous for cats. Still remember my mom bringing home poinsettias and going, no, it's fine, they won't eat it. I'm like, I don't care. It's not worth the risk. A lot of poinsettias died outside, but better that than our cats. Ritual pot. Ooh, is that like taboo for the jars? Am I just picking up dead jars? Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, these are all the dead jar friends. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's terrible. Why am I even still picking up these things? I don't even know. Hello. What are you looking for? Farming materials? I can give you some. Okay, he's not particularly chatty, this one. Oh, man. I feel really bad for the jar friends. I don't know if I should or shouldn't. I feel like they got a raw deal. Probably because, yeah, more or less everyone in the FromSoft games gets a raw deal. Maybe I'm overly sensitive. Oh, this jar friend is scared. Just holding their jar in their hands, or I guess it's technically their lid in their hands. Oh, it's because their pot friend died, presumably. Living jar shard. Oh, oh man, I'm sorry. So, I wonder, because the item description for the living jar shard said that they were very rare, which is why people are sort of hunting them. So it sort of gives me hope, because it suggests that these friends haven't been murdered for their jars, for their living jar parts, because otherwise the remains wouldn't still be lying around. They would have been looted. No, I'm sorry, friends. There's so many crafting materials here, though. Is that just meant to be an indication that this place is overgrown, that it's been abandoned for quite some time by any humans or tarnish or whatever? Because I think this is got to be easily the largest concentration of upgrade materials that we've seen. Or not upgrade materials, crafting materials. And again, cracked pot in front of a gravestone. And this is a giant pot with an item inside of it, which I'm going to assume is a cracked pot or a pot or something. Ritual pot. So this area then is obviously, you know, it has story significance, it has gameplay significance in terms of, oh my gosh, you know, you can finally upgrade your pod and keep, you know, a ton of things in it. I don't even know how many we have at this point. A ton. 11 and 4, so that means I don't know how many in total of the potted items we can have now, but I imagine it's quite a bit. Or, oh, okay, the other possibility is that this is meant to show that the pot friends, they are smart and intelligent, and they have agriculture. Because otherwise, again, this is easily, like, there's not a doubt about it in my mind that the largest concentration of crafting materials we've come across, and probably the widest variety of crafting materials as well. Because up to this point, everything has been more or less specialized based on the area in which we find the upgrade, or the, gosh, I keep calling them upgrade materials, crafting materials. But why is everyone, like, loopy and weird? Oh, this is a depressing place. Despite Cuz over here.
Don't look so glum, cuz. We can still chat. Potentate or not. Come back and visit me. When you can.
Oh, man. It's time for Fun with Definitions. Potentate as a noun means a monarch or ruler, especially an autocratic one. Okay. That's very interesting because she said she needs a potentate. So they need a ruler. So they're smart, they have agriculture, they know what they're doing as far as living goes, but they don't have any direction. So they need someone to be an autocratic ruler, someone to take charge. But that person has to have slimy hands. That is a very curious set of criteria, I gotta say. So I'm wondering, the jar friend that we met in Caelid, is he from here? And is it possible that, so I guess there are a few questions. Is he from here, yes or no? And if he's not, would he be a potential potentate? Would he qualify? Would his hands be slimy enough or sticky enough, whatever it was she said? Our cuz. This is the most peaceful grave looting we've been able to do in this entire game. Every time we come across graves like this, there is a huge number of enemies nearby. So, yeah, I appreciate Jarburg for at least letting me loot graves in peace. Oh, man, okay, so the graves perhaps suggest that this was originally a town inhabited by humans. But the name Jarburg suggests that it's always been inhabited by jars. So, I don't know. I guess there's a range of possibilities here. The weather patterns in this game make no sense whatsoever. Not fully given up trying to figure them out, but yeah, it's, I don't think there's a lot of sense to it. So, yeah, I think, will also have to return here because she needs a potentate, and she won't come with us to the study hall, where, of course, there are many people with slimy hands. And by people with slimy hands, I mean just slimy hands. I suppose whether they're granted personhood depends on your perspective. Okay, jar friends, I'm gonna mark this site of grace on my... I'm gonna mark it with an asterisk so that we can come back here. Okay, I've already done that. So, yeah, because otherwise I don't know. What is this friend's name? Jarbane. Okay, that's cute. Jarbane, okay. So we'll have to come back and see Jarbane again. In the meantime, yeah, I don't have a ton of time left for recording. But clearly we have missed something in Liurnia of the Lakes. I don't know what it is or where to find it, so we just have to, I guess, continue exploring the rest of the area. Gosh, I was thinking the next episode or the episode after we'd be going to Caelid, but apparently not. Oh, I suppose, you know, we do still have 2 caves, I think, to deal with. Jarburg will move a little bit further down here. Sorcerer's Isle I have marked because, of course, the story, the Guidance of Grace is leading us in that direction. We've not yet sort of been there. And the 2 on the map is, I think, where we would potentially see the minor Erdtree to the right of the academy. Bellum Church is where that leading to the elevator. Jarburg, Raya Lucaria, Crystal Tunnel, so we still have to do that one. Folly on the Lake, yeah, you know, we might as well go take care of these crystal friends now that we know how to deal with them. I missed an eye. Oh, yeah, oh my goodness, and we still have this entire poison area, too. Completely forgotten about that. Oh no. Oh, that's gonna poison me a lot quicker. Oh, sorry friends. Should have just left you alone. Oh, and of course, I unequipped. Gosh darn it. It's a good thing we have many neutralizing boluses. Although, again, I probably could have just went back to the site of grace. But anyways. Let's go see Crystal Friends. Crystallines, I should say. So we managed to parry them last time. I don't know if we'll have that same luck again, though. There they are. Just in time. Uh-oh. Well played, friends. Suppose it serves me right for disturbing them. Just wondering whether they have an item that we might need in order to, proceed into the Divine Tower. No. Oh, gosh darn it. They really do have my number. Okay, let's see if they head over by themselves now. Wow, did that actually work? Wow, that slow walk though. Unless they're waking up their comrade. Hello. Mr. Crystallian, hello. Oh, way too early. Way too early again. There we go. Oh, his friend woke up. I don't know if it's poise break or what. No. Friend, you're a little bit offline there. Sorry. If it's poise break or if it's damage. If it's poise break, I don't want to imagine what it would be like fighting them with virtually any other weapon, because this weapon obviously has a ton of poise break. Okay, so nothing. No item. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, but that's a little bit disappointing. I guess it's more of a set piece to prepare you for that boss fight, and also to give you a little bit of lore about the Crystallians and what their significance is in the context of the world. Because I think there was an item around here, but obviously you don't get any drops from them. So, oh well, no big deal. Okay, so I think that's it for this area, or is it? I can scarcely remember what we did on this particular side of the map, because we did not have the map for the eastern part of the area. So my intuition suggests that we're missing a lot of stuff. Because this thing here looks like it could be an Everjail, or at least a building of some sort. It's not the Everjail we've already been to, I don't think. Or is it? No, that is way the heck over here. And then there is a minor Erdtree in that direction. However... Oh, yeah, okay. No, we've not been there, I don't think. We've been to the left, not to the right. I think I was waiting until we got the map. So we had access to the map. And I said, basically, I didn't want to go anywhere we didn't have a map. So that, you know, we'd have some idea where we were going. Don't get out of here, you silly marionettes. Some goat friends. Why is the music all weird? Converted tower. So converted from what into what? Into a site of worship for Queen Marika? Okay, I was thinking for a second, wait, is my internet back? No. Erudition guide thee. Is it to be erudite? What is to be erudite? Having or showing great knowledge or learning. Okay. Oh, does that suggest you should be going to the study hall, maybe? Cuckoo Glintstone. We have so many of those that it went into our pouch. Okay. That's really it. Except... maybe there's a way to jump up or something. I don't know that I have the skill to do this. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm sure it's possible, but... so... erudition should guide us. Magic crease. In other words, seek an alternate entrance. Oh, you... oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Torrent. That was dreadful. Oh. Sometimes I'm just dreadful at this game. Okay, we need to somehow jump over this wall here. Oh. I always overcomplicate everything, don't I? All right. I mentioned earlier when I wasn't recording, and I guess it's an apt demonstration of this point, that having a PhD doesn't mean you're smart. So, yeah, yet another demonstration of that point. Of course, another memory stone. So far we've found 2 of these towers. Both of them have demanded us to sort of think laterally, to think of an alternative solution to getting into the tower, and in both cases, they've just given us attunement slots, or memory slots, which, yeah, is fine, but yeah, it's not what I was hoping for. And it really does show. Earlier I was singing the game's praises as far as multiple playthroughs go, but in the context of this playthrough, it does show that, you know, there are certain things. Oh gosh darn it, that's another Avatar boss, it looks like. There are certain things in this game. Oh, and dreadful frame rate too. Many things in this game where you just think, I don't know, I can't think of a scenario in which you would need to go get that unless you were doing a very specific build and you needed more memory slots, which obviously is not something we're doing. So I don't know. I guess it goes both ways. Just learning where everything is, and then in subsequent playthroughs, you have all of these different options you can use, but you know, it does sort of put a damper a little bit on the current playthrough. So it looks like, yeah, that's definitely an Avatar friend, and we may have another group of those Erdtree Guardians. That's what it looks like this friend here is. Or not, actually. It's like an Erdtree Guardian, but they're a tree at the same time. What the heck? Oh, unless that's how they looked. Gosh, I don't even remember. It hasn't even been that long, but it feels like it's been ages since we were in Caelid. So they're turning into trees, so that's interesting. And much like in that other area, with the Avatar friend, it looks very much like this one is surrounded by jars. Okay, let's give it a shot. I think I'm only going to give this one shot, and then we're going to call it an episode, because I'm out of time for my recording, but might as well call on Jellyfish Friend and try it one more time for old time's sake. It is indeed another Avatar, Erdtree Avatar. Oh, rolled too early there. Same moveset, it looks like. Yep. Oh, you are the best, Aurelia. You are honestly like the MVP of this playthrough. I didn't even think this Frank could be poisoned. Aurelia with the poison right at the end. Good job, friend. Thank you, Jellyfish Friend. You are really the best. Cerulean Crystal Tear. Ruptured Crystal Tear. A crystal tear forms slowly over the ages where the Erdtree's bounty falls to the ground, can be mixed in the flask of wondrous physic. The resulting concoction restores half of one's maximum HP. So that's the counterpart to the Crimson Crystal Tear. And the Ruptured Crystal Tear. A crystal tear formed slowly over the ages where the Erdtree's bounty falls to the ground, can be mixed in the flask of wondrous physic, causing the resulting concoction to explode. A defective crystal tear which possesses absolutely no medicinal qualities. A lesson said to be learned the hard way for some. Faith can be a volatile matter after all. Okay, well, we gotta try that out. Just hope that it doesn't, like, wipe our save file or something, because, wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, we have some more Erdtree Guardians just wandering about. Doesn't look like there's a heck of a lot else going on over here. Other than the Erdtree Guardians. And of course the Erdtree Avatar. So again, we were meant, presumably, to fight this one before we fought the one in Caelid. So the Erdtree Avatar was the first iteration that we were supposed to meet. So introducing the idea of the Erdtree Avatar, that those bosses are avatars of the Erdtree. Physical representations, manifestations of, or embodiments of the Erdtree. And then when we meet the second one, it was meant to, once again, hint to us, like, hey, something's going on, this one is putrid, and then meant to make you think about what that might possibly mean in terms of the lore implications. And of course, with the Erdtree Guardians and the trees growing out of their backs and everything. I do wonder what the significance of the jars, though, because all of these jars, so are they all seeking a leader of some sort? Okay, the Academy is to the, the Erdtree is to the right of the Academy there, but we're actually looking for a minor Erdtree to be to the right of it, and not the Erdtree. So this is not where we should be looking for a graveyard. Okie dokie. Does not seem like there's a heck of a lot else going on over here. Although I suppose we should still travel north. The converted tower is really nothing going on there either. So we are still going to have to comb the rest of this area. Gosh, that is such an imposing task. I'm like feeling overwhelmed even just thinking about it. Which, yeah, I suppose we're just going to have to get used to it, because every single area we go to, there's going to be just thing after thing after thing to do. No shortage of stuff to do. And yeah, we'll just have to do it all and hopefully enjoy it and not feel too overwhelmed in the process. But that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.